Booze. It is the life force of the Germans. It is something that the Russians drink to war. But have you ever wondered how booze came to be? Who was that psychopath that was high enough to create such an addictive yet powerful drink? To know that answer, we must go back to 7000 BCE in ancient China. It is in China where the earliest evidence of alcohol is found. It was an alcoholic beverage made from rice, honey, grapes and hawthorns. And it's not really surprising as to why they would invent alcohol. Considering the things China will face in the near future, they really needed a coping mechanism. In China's case, it's mead, which was mead. Then we go 1000 years into the future to ancient Georgia. Around 6000 BCE, ancient Georgians discovered how to ferment grapes and produce wine, also known as fancy people's drink. And what else came from Georgia? Yep, it's Joseph Stalin. Now I can see why they would invent wine. They also needed a coping mechanism for the things that would happen to them in the near future. Then around 5000 to 4000 BCE, ancient Mesopotamians invented beer, also known as Germany's life force, and I'm pretty sure it went like this. Your Highness, this year we produced too much barley, what should we do? Throw it into the earthen pots and store it.
Many months later.
Your Highness, we have a problem. Enlighten me. There was some water in the pot, then Saver used Excalibur and the water heated up, boiling the barley, and then it got fermented, and now we have this magical drink. Subarashi. And this is how beer was invented. You guys need not check your history books, trust me. Considering what will happen to them in the near future, Mesopotamia really needed alcohol, as a form of coping mechanism that is. Now alcohol formed from natural fermentation is really weak, like 1 to 2% alcohol at best. Ancient Mesopotamians had invented an early form of distillation process, but early Indians invented alcohol distillation, which means no more cheap booze. Time for the strong stuff. Now it's not really surprising as to why they would invent strong alcohol. Considering what will happen to them in the near future, they really needed strong alcohol, as a form of coping mechanism that is. Then we go all the way up to Rome, because of course it's Rome.
For 5 minutes. Could you not be yourself? For 5 minutes!
Alcohol in Rome was highly standardized. It was quote unquote democratic. Everyone drank wine regardless of their age, gender and social status. Drinking too much alcohol was not abnormal. Not drinking too much alcohol was abnormal. Legend has it that every newborn child in Rome first drank wine, then they drank breast milk. You guys need not check your history books. Trust me. At least all those wines acted as a coping mechanism during the fall of Rome. Finally, the funny country with the funny drink, Russia with their vodka. Vodka is by far the strongest alcohol out there. It is at least 37.5% alcohol, which means even the tiniest amount will give you an heroic experience. Like literally. The Finns and the Russians are the only ones who can drink vodka like water, and it's not really surprising as to why. When you live in the harshest of all climates, you need the harshest of all booze, as a form of coping mechanism that is. So what about the Canadians? They are basically demi-humans. So moral of the video, throughout human history, booze had always been the most popular form of coping mechanism. But it never worked, literally never. Maybe except for that one guy living in Siberia, other than that it never worked. So if you guys don't want a depressing future like them, then I suggest you subscribe.